Was Marsau about to fight a woman? Hey, trendies and trendsetters. Oh my goodness. There's so much to process. So this is my initial thought. Was Marsau about to fight a woman? Okay, so the first part of the trailer is when Tiffany is showing Melody the story about supposedly the police were looking for Kiki specifically with that whole Home Depot and mistaken identity thing. Tiffany looked like she was enjoying the moment too much. And you kind of have the cast reacting to each one hearing about the story, basically. I don't like how Kimmy said Maurice ain't that kind of attorney. In my opinion, he's not an attorney. I know factually he may be because I think he did pass the bar. I hear that it's public record. I have not seen it for myself. Even if I did, I just don't find him having the capacity to practice. But that's just me. That's just me. And like Melody said, especially in this case, Kiki is innocent until proven guilty. Like, stop it. Now, because they do cut things up in the previews, I don't know if this is Kiki saying she was in the hospital at the same time that photo was put out for Home Depot, but that's how I'm gonna take it for now until I learn more. So, Kiki's like, I was in the hospital and the last person to call me was Tisha. Tisha believes that Kiki is lying. I'll be honest. As much as I don't appreciate how Tisha treats Kiki, I have not been around a family member that was an addict. But I'm saying that I've seen a lot of suffering from people that were family members of addicts. And those family members usually do give them a lot of chances before they finally give up. So I have to allow about 10% of me to believe that maybe it was just that it sounds like the same old story over and over. Now, believe me, I am more on Kiki's side. I just have to speak for families that are honestly going through that is how it is. They kind of have to start distancing themselves to let the person really, really honestly recover. And you can't keep going through the same cycle. So I'm just trying to be well-rounded and acknowledge that. Now, what's coming up is too much. Tisha voicing her doubts is not too much. But what's about to happen is too much. And when we get to that part of the scene, I'll talk about that. Okay, and there it goes. When Marsau's in the bed talking to Tisha, talking about if you don't want me to call you a drug head, stop doing drugs. That's not how that works. First of all, don't you ever feel comfortable enough to call a family member of mine names, especially on TV. We might have my times where I might vent or something in private to you, but don't you ever publicly shame my family member. Are you going to allow me to publicly shame your absentee father that y'all now trying to pretend like was there? Can I publicly shame the thumbs of your brothers, your thumb looking brothers and you? You don't want that. So let's stop it. Let's stop it right now. And let's talk about it. Okay, so Courtney comes to check Marsau. I am not an overall fan of Courtney, but specifically for this, I am definitely, of course, on Courtney's side, just like I was on Big Lou's side on how they tried to do Tiffany. Tiffany is messy, I get that, but the way that they did it, I don't agree with, and I definitely, Marsau, do not agree with Marsau on how he approached Stormy for that $100. And I know a lot of people think it was scripted, but if y'all saw the things that are coming out allegedly about Marsau and Tisha and how they're doing people in the community that Tisha preaches about so much, I lean towards believing that man really needed that $100. I'm sorry. So Courtney rightfully says Marsau is always in women's business. Always. And is that not facts? So Courtney tells Marsau to stay in Marsau's business. Very appropriate. Marsau tries to take it to another toxic place that's really weird to me, where he's like, you're selling ladies' hair care products, literally. What does that have to do with you inappropriately approaching a woman and not doing good business on the sense of you need to have advance notice and agreement about if there's a payment or not? So many genders could sell the opposite of what their gender is. That doesn't even make sense. And it's weird that I'm even trying to make this argument because nobody would sense even, we're not even can't even entertain that. It's just crazy that was his point. And he belabored that point. That's what's crazy. He doubled down. The man that doesn't know how venture capitalists work and won't just be honest enough to say, you know what, I don't know about venture capitalism enough let me defer to blank, let me get back to blank. Because guess what? In a lot of professional settings, when the professionals don't know the answer to a question right away, because sometimes it takes a team, it's not supposed to be all in that one person's head, they'll check back and they'll say, okay, if you're on the email list, we'll send out an email blast with all the questions that were asked that weren't able to be answered at that time, and we'll have the answer for you. It's that simple. But instead, you got to hem and haw and act like you know the answer to something you don't know. And then, did I answer your question? You're 2 seconds into answering. You don't know the answer, sir. Let it go. Okay, now we get to Melody's scene with Nell. And she says she thinks it's pathetic that Black men attack Black women that they see being professional and successful and try to belittle their success. And then Marsau, oh my gosh, he is sitting here at this table telling Tisha, was it Maurice maybe? I don't know who's at the table, that he pays professionals, not actresses and models. First of all, you don't even do the key word in your own sentence, which is pay. Allegedly, you are not paying. You're not paying anyone. And then to say, I don't sell t-shirts or whatever. And as they cut back to Melody, I'm so glad they gave her that point in the cut and not just once we see the episode, that they do sell Black sweatshirts and all that stuff on their site. They might always say sold out because I think they don't know what they're doing to even keep anything in stock. But they did. I've seen it with my own eyes. They do sell sweatshirts and stuff with Black written across it. Like, and to me, that's lazy. And it's I don't know. It's more misplaced to me to sell those t-shirts from that site than at all what Melody's doing. Like, it goes with her thing. She's public speaking. You build a community, a following, all that stuff. And usually what comes with that are, shirts and things to be like, we're part of the same group or whatever, however people want to use it. It's fine that Black sells them. It's just so weird he's making this dumb point. Like, this is so weird. Like, it's always so I don't think provable is a word, but it's always so evident on how to disprove the points and lies that Marsau and the rest of this cast usually make. This is so dumb. I'm gonna calm down because I already told y'all I'm not windmilling for Kimmy anymore. And I saw that come up and I'm already thinking about it, but okay, let's keep going. Oh, he said, I'm not gonna pay you to talk about your t-shirt business. Wow. Oh, and at the table, that was Chris Fletcher and Neil, right? You POS, Marsau. It's not, she was not about to talk about no t-shirt business. Oh my God. We know it was going to be either about if she decided to grace y'all with her presence, which intelligently she did not, thank goodness. It was going to be about property preservation, probably just in general, maybe how to start your own business or look into what are you interested in. Real estate. Don't you dare. She handed over a company to you that y'all, excuse me, she handed over a company to you that y'all allegedly ran into the ground. And you want to sit here and try to minimize it to a t-shirt business. And had it just been the t-shirt business, that's still more money than y'all make. It's still more successful than everything y'all do put together. And then she has her 7th Avenue line. You are kidding me, but y'all over here asking Martell where is his non-existent wine that apparently allegedly is also going through a name issue because that name is already owned by somebody else, allegedly. Are you kidding me? You pick the alleged losers every time. Nobody wants to be associated with that crowd. Okay, so now I'm guessing because the way they started out in the middle of a conversation, but it seems like Maurice is asking Kimmy, are you saying you're going to go see a sex therapist, or are you saying, you want both of us to see a sex therapist? And Kimmy's saying, you think all of a sudden I can just make my body want to have sex? She said it's the medication, it's not mental. And she tells Maurice after all that, when he said it's not a mental thing or it is a mental thing, she tells him that borders on being an a-hole. At this point, Kimmy, he lives in a-hole land. It's not bordering. He is he's the mayor. It's being an a-hole, but I saw your interview that came after this was filmed, and you doubled and tripled down for Maurice, my man. I'm gonna stick beside him. So I don't have a lot of smoke. I am just watching how what you honestly feel and are probably suffering through is playing out on TV versus how you had to go defend him on TGIF. I still feel bad for you. I don't have the energy and the smoke I had pre that interview. But Kimmy, I'm watching it. I'm sorry. Hopefully, one, I hope she fully recovers in her physical health. Two, I hope one day she realizes she's okay and she doesn't have to lean on somebody like this, and really not even lean on, because they leaning on her while she's sick. And that's all I have to say. So Mel's getting an eyelash out of her eye while she's sitting down talking to Marsau. And here his toxic behind goes again. Don't cry, Mel. And even his tone knew she wasn't crying at that moment, but he just has to pick, you know? And she's, of course, like, I'm not crying. And just drop the mic at this point. This is where the trailer should have ended, because when she said, nobody's crying about you, Marsau, even Tisha won't be crying when she leaves your way, drop the mic. Let it go. Just end the trailer. Thank you for saying it out loud. You didn't have to, Melody, but thank you for saying it out loud and on record. Let's go ahead and put a timestamp and a countdown. Tisha might wake up one day, maybe. So Kiki is speaking to Stormy at the table with Marsau and Tisha about there being an alleged affair with Marsau. This might be about that makeup artist, possibly. Like the rumor, I'm not saying the makeup artist did anything, just the rumor of it all. Marsau is telling Tisha, just don't acknowledge this. There must have been something to say that was cut out that escalated Kiki to the point of, now she's yelling, got the hands and everything. And she's saying, if you want to be mad at, I think, your wife, basically. Kiki, I think she misaimed. She meant to flip something into Marsau's face, but it got Tisha. Karma's a B, because I think Tisha, I don't know, some things was headed her way either way. But I don't think Kiki meant to flip that in Tisha's face. Marsau immediately grabs Tisha's hand, because I've heard Tisha be about it when it's time to throw down. Then it goes to him saying, call the police and do a DRUG test on her. I don't even know what to say about that part right now. I think just because someone's angry doesn't mean that they're on something. Like, we saw the difference when if y'all happen to see the Jocelyn Hernandez footage with the police, that's when, yes, let's go ahead and get some tests out. Somebody having a family argument that's been brewing does not mean that they're on something because they got heated. And Kimmy and a lot of others get between Kiki and Marsau, because I think Marsau may have tried to put hands on Kiki had he had the opportunity. I think a lot of y'all may also think the same. I don't, because I'm like, that was a lot of chaos at the end. It was a lot of chaos. That trailer is wild. There is so much going on. Trendies, trendsetters, let me know what y'all think. Talk to you later. Bye.